On the fourth skein of Christmas my postman gave to me 4 Torddu gloves. Hello and welcome to the 12 Skeins of Christmas with me, Alex. During this podcast I usually talk about knitting, the fibre arts and other crafty things, but for these 12 days I've decided to focus solely on a skein each day from a woolly producer or someone who's talking about a skein that they particularly like, or farmers who have reared the sheep to create those skeins. And yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. Hello, I hope you're having a lovely Christmas festive season. So today I'm going to be talking about Three Pools. I was really interested in looking at the wool from Three Pools as well, because they do a whole host of things. They've got a farm, they've got a bit of woodland. I enjoyed watching their videos of, can't remember the guy's name, but he was using a chainsaw to cut some wood to clear some, a little area, and making some logs for the log store, I think. And yeah, so I spoke to this guy, Hugh, and his enthusiasm for Three Pools is evident. I only spoke to him virtually, but you could tell he was effusive about the history of their farm and the work that they do and what they're going to do for future diversification. And yeah, he sent me loads of messages about all the things that they'll be doing. He seems so excited about it. So yeah, as a farm, so this is what he's said to me, and then I'll talk about the badger face, Torddu badger face sheep that they have on their farm. So as a farm trying to showcase permaculture and sustainability, we want to show you that there are multiple yields that can be obtained from land beyond just food, fuel, fibre, medicine and community. Wool is a fantastic example of multiple yields from an animal. It's such a sustainable fibre, we had to go to the effort of getting some processed. The first year's harvest we got spun into weaving wool, then woven by curlew weavers in West Wales. If you go on their website, they've got some, like he said one of his favourites was a body throw, and they've got like, I think some of it's stripy. Yeah, because yeah, some of it's stripy. I don't know what it's, if it's soft or what it's like or anything for the woven stuff, because I've only just bought the knitting wool. But I'm sure he said it's really nice. Yeah, he said he'd recommend visiting Roger at Curlew Weavers because he's a passionate expert on wool, and they took his advice on the best yarns to get spun as he had so much experience. The weaving wool was woven into blankets, scarves, cushions and body throws. He said the body throws are the real showstopper, and all credit to Roger at Curlew. I think it's traditional Welsh vibe with which befits our traditional Welsh breed, so they're really into that sort of local feeling about it, and they're based in Wales. So they haven't seen many finished products yet of their badger face wool, so that'll be nice to see if anyone gets any projects up on Ravelry for badger face. I'd only ever heard of badger face this year because I bought some from the Halifax spinning mill for my British Breeds advent calendars, and it's been quite fun for me. It's a bit of an excuse just to buy a load of British Breeds to test out for myself. And that was one that was just really hardy, and I think it would be really good like using 2 strands together. It feels quite hard wearing, and I was thinking it would felt up really nicely, so that offers maybe an opportunity to do something interesting that's felted, or badges or something like that. So Hugh said, I've taken up knitting, but I'm just learning. Nick, who also lives here, has started crocheting it. I've been impressed with how non-scratchy it all is. My favourite piece, oh, he's talking about the body throw again. He really loves that body throw. He must be really nice and warm. Tucked in a little, it's like, I think it's like, you know, when you get one of those oh, I've got one here. You know, one of those massive scarves that's a blanket, like blanket scarf. I think it looks like one of those. And oh, a lot of people said this, their favourite time of year is lambing time. Yeah, favourite part working with sheep is probably lambing time. It's just awesome in so many ways. A whole year's planning goes into it, really. And yeah, so he was saying about the problems they've had with COVID, because they have really, you know, like I was saying about their diversification of all the things they do. They do loads of events, so they get guest chefs in, they sell chutneys and things, but so they haven't been able to do any of their events during COVID, so they've put loads of time put into looking after the sheep. So apparently they're looking better than ever. So I imagine they're getting shampoos, maybe they're being brushed, maybe they're getting pamper sessions, mud masks, all that sort of stuff. No, anyway, that sounds good. We only started farming 3 years ago with no previous experience, so it's been a real journey learning how to do it and growing the flock, increasing the numbers so far from 50 to 150, and learning a lot about how to manage grass to maximise health. I love it. I've been to, oh yeah, and then he was talking about Plough Hatch Farm, that they researched a lot of their stuff when they decided to do their Three Pools project. Yeah, it's Plough Hatch seemed to be doing some really interesting things, and I'm really excited for next year. I really hope that lockdown will stop at some point in the future, and I'll be able to actually travel to some of these places. Maybe I can show you all the exciting things that are going on and projects. Oh, and then he said what they're doing for Christmas. We do the usual. Normally have lots of people over that have helped on the farm, but this year will be quiet. We raise our own turkeys and eat that, which is pretty cool. And they sell turkeys too. So that's nice. And I thought I'd just show you this pattern that I've made. And this is, I find a lot of things quite impractical. I always think I'd like the idea of having a mitten, but I always end up using my fingers, so. Well, you know, they're fingerless mitts. It's not rocket science. I got a little wooden button from Armadillo, if you've ever heard it, in King's Heath. It's a really nice craft shop. The lady's really helpful. I used to go and get beads there when I was a kid. It's a really good shop. And she's had to deal with a load of stuff during COVID. They went to doing just deliveries, and then like she sanitizes your hands when you come in the door, and but yeah, she's still really lovely. I did try the no thumb version for a while, and then I realized that my thumbs get really cold, so I did a thumb that just ends there so I can still text, but I haven't done the thumb yet. But I can actually get 2 gloves out of 100 grams, and I'm gonna try and do a big version for like bigger hands, because I don't know if I never know if my wrists are smaller than other people's wrists, but anyway, yeah, my dad can't fit into these, so I'll have to do a bigger version. And what else? I quite like how there's brown and grey in these. It was nice to knit with. It didn't stick on the needles or anything. You can see it's gone a bit felted. I did some pretty hefty lifting of moving logs into the log store with these, and got them a bit muddy. That's why I'm not showing you the other one that has the thumb, because I washed them yesterday and they're still a bit soggy. It did take a fair while for them to get wet, so that's quite a good sign, isn't it? If they're not going to get wet, they're a bit waterproof, which is great. I really like the garter stitch effect. I think it's quite rustic, but if you look on my Etsy, I've got this pattern on my Etsy page on Ravelry. You could do it inside out and it looks, that's quite nice. I think it's got good stitch definition. Might be nice for some cables. I'm not sure I'd wear it right next to my head. It's not too bad. It's quite soft. It's quite soft. Now that it's a bit, can you see it's gone a bit fuzzy? Now I've sort of felted it a little bit. It's a lot softer. Anyway, it's nice to find a new yarn that you can play with that you don't necessarily know about. I've ordered a couple more skeins, just because I wanted to see if 100 grams would be enough for the big version. And also, I think I was going to make a headband just to see how next to skin soft it is. Or I might do, maybe I could do some little wrist cuffs, because I think that's a really good test of whether it's going to be good on your hands or not. Right, so I've put up some extra pictures, and yeah, the pictures of my cousin. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching that. I heard about Three Pools from my cousin Tim, who worked there as a guest chef. So he's so much fun, and he makes really good ribs on the barbecue, and he's been doing quite a lot of fancy cooking in Amsterdam where he lives. And he's been working really hard, especially with the COVID restrictions, and making up Christmas packages. He's been telling me they were doing takeaways for people for Christmas. And he sent me some lovely pictures, which I'm gonna pop in here. Yeah, I think he made some beetroot air or beetroot dust, and that sort of fancy things. Yeah, and he sent me a recipe for stroke waffles, so if I get around to doing that, if I get around to translating the Dutch recipe, I'll definitely give it a go. Hope you're having a lovely festive season. All right, take care. Look after yourselves. Bye. Oh, check out these bracket fungus. Weirdos. So this is quite local to me, and it's really nice. Hmm. Something's had some little berries. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Alder cones, I think. Oh, this is a great place to come exploring in the Lickies. Where's the path? Brambles are so important for keeping the bees alive and giving fruit for the birds. Oh. Ow! They're a bit evil though.